early knockout, or are you just gonna let it come naturally?
I'm gonna let it come naturally. You know, again, with a power puncher, you can't just force things. You can run into a good shot. So for me, I'm gonna, be on my top P's and Q's and handle.
Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero are gearing up for something even bigger for boxing fans, setting their sights beyond just a calm press conference.
Rolly Romero, Ryan Garcia would be an amazing fight. Me and Ryan sparred way back when. We sparred twice, and it's gonna be.
When two masters of trash talk collide, you can forget about decorum. That's exactly what Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero have brought to boxing fans. Pure intensity fueled by an 8-year rivalry and a hunger for redemption. Both fighters are looking to bounce back from setbacks they faced early last year. For Garcia, his victory was short-lived as he was hit with an unexpected ban from the sport.
Any rust coming into this fight?
Now, for me, it's all about getting in the gym, timing and everything. I feel like I have enough time to get it back. Of course, a 1.5-year layoff sucks.
This time, Ryan Garcia is determined to change the narrative and show the world he can secure a major win without any performance-enhancing substances. With a potential rematch against his longtime rival, Devin Haney, on the horizon, his drive for this fight is stronger than ever. As for Rolly Romero, he also faced a major setback around this time last year, failing to defend a title he won under highly controversial circumstances.
The thing with me and Ryan is, I done ended that beef long ago. Because I'll tell you guys all something.
In his first title defense against Isaac, Rolly Romero suffered a tough 8th round knockout loss. Though he bounced back with a win over Manuel Jaimes, the victory didn't impress boxing fans, especially since Jaimes was unranked and recently dominated by Abdullah Mason. Now, Romero is chasing a statement win to regain credibility and prove himself. Meanwhile, Ryan Garcia is out to show that this is a fresh start for him. As one of boxing's biggest names, Garcia endured a roller coaster 2024 filled with ups and downs.
And while everyone over there bullying and slandering the mother, was the only one that defended him. Throughout all the fucking bullshit, who's the only one that defended?
Garcia was handed a 1-year suspension for his violation, but is now set to make his comeback on May 2nd. In a highly anticipated main event against Rolly Romero. The fight will headline a major boxing event at Times Square in New York City. Recently, Garcia attended the first press conference for the Fatal Fury event, where he made it clear that this time there would be no distractions. "I want to be great," Garcia stated. "I've always wanted to fight the best in the sport. As for my issues outside the ring, I've always dealt with them. I don't know who else struggles with things like that, but it's just something I've had to face."
That fight will sell out. I know that fight will sell out. That's one of those mega fights that me and Ryan. That's a fight I'm definitely interested in.
"I just want to show everyone that you can bounce back from anything," Garcia said. "I want to prove my dedication to the sport and be a true professional. I admit my mistakes, and I don't want anyone to think that drinking and smoking before a fight is the way to handle yourself as a pro. I came here to change that. This fight is my first step toward earning back respect and proving that my success wasn't a fluke, and I'm ready to do it." Meanwhile, Garcia's longtime rival, Devin Haney, is also set to fight on the same card, facing Jose Ramirez in the co-main event. Both fighters have made it clear, if they win their respective bouts, they'll settle their unfinished business in a rematch later this year.
I know there's been a lot of back and forth between you and Ryan Garcia. What are your thoughts and what message would you send him right now, brother?
I have no thoughts about him.
Ryan Garcia is set to make his long-awaited return to the ring after serving a year-long suspension, and all eyes will be on him to deliver. Despite the controversy surrounding his last fight, Garcia hasn't competed since his stunning performance against Devin Haney, where he knocked Haney down 3 times in a decision win, only for the result to be overturned as a no contest due to a failed drug test. Leading up to that fight in April, Garcia's actions raised concerns about his mental state. He badly missed weight and even chugged a beer during the final face-off. However, despite the chaos, he shocked the boxing world with an impressive upset victory, one that was later erased after his positive test for a banned substance.
about him. He's not a boxer, so who gives a about him? Of course, thank you.
With Haney also competing on this stacked card, the stakes are high, especially for Garcia. If he wins, he's expected to face the winner of Haney versus Ramirez, setting up a potential rematch with Haney in Saudi Arabia this October, a fight that would generate massive interest. Las Vegas native Rolly Romero boasts an impressive 81% knockout ratio, but the question remains, does he have the power to trouble Garcia as he moves up to a third weight class? At 29, Romero has lost 2 of his last 4 fights, both by stoppage against Isaac Cruz and Gervonta Davis. Meanwhile, the 26-year-old Garcia, who also fell to Davis 2 years ago, brings speed and power in his punches, with both fighters eager to make a statement. This matchup has all the ingredients to steal the show.
Trying to see where he was guiding me, and he just led me to Dallas, led me to Derek, and I pursued it, and I'm here now, and I feel good. I feel, you know.
It's unclear if other fighters were considered for this matchup, but the 140-pound division is packed with talent, and many fans would have preferred to see Garcia face a higher-level opponent. Rolly Romero isn't exactly an ideal choice, especially after being knocked out by Isaac Pitbull Cruz in the 8th round last March. Romero is widely seen as a lower-tier fighter with limited skills, making him a questionable main event opponent for a star like Ryan Garcia on May 2nd at Turki Al-Sheikh's event. However, he did manage to bounce back from his loss to Cruz with a unanimous decision win over Manuel Jaimes on September 14th, fighting on the undercard of Canelo Alvarez versus Edgar Berlanga.
Care about right now is Ryan Garcia. And then the winner between that and me and Ryan gets Gervonta Davis. We're going to do this all on pay-per-view, on Showtime pay-per-view. We're going to do this shit, all right? Like I said, at the end of it, I got the belt.
Ryan Garcia didn't perform his best in that match either, but he faced an opponent who wasn't much of a challenge. Choosing Rolly as Garcia's adversary for a headlining PPV event on Daz is a poor decision. Clearly, this fight is just a warm-up for Garcia, a chance for him to take it easy. However, it's not fair to the fans to feature a fighter with a 2-2 record in his last 3 bouts as the co-main event. In reality, Rolly's true record over his last 4 fights should be considered 1-3 because his win over Ismael Barroso was highly controversial after referee Tony Weeks stepped in and stopped the fight in the 9th round during their clash on May 13th, 2023.
I want to tell everybody, just thank you for coming out, and honestly,
Romero had thrown 4 punches, all missing badly, when referee Tony Weeks suddenly waved off the fight. Barroso was still standing, unharmed, and looked at Weeks in disbelief as if to say, "What are you doing?" Fans were stunned by the stoppage, and the decision faced heavy criticism for months. At the time, Romero was losing on the scorecards and appeared to be on his way to defeat. With so many talented contenders in the top 15 rankings at 140 and 147 pounds, there were definitely better options for Ryan Garcia's opponent on May 2nd. Many believe Romero didn't deserve this opportunity, and the matchup feels like a letdown compared to what could have been.
That you did take more punches than you thought you would, so what went wrong during this fight? It's okay.
It seems like they were in a rush to find an opponent, and Romero was simply the easiest option. But for a PPV event, a better choice would have been Jose Ramirez as Ryan Garcia's opponent in the main event, with Romero facing Haney in the co-main. Even in that spot, Romero wouldn't be an ideal choice, but Haney, coming off a fight where he was dropped 3 times, could use an easier opponent to regain momentum. However, if the goal is to make sure Garcia doesn't suffer a loss before his anticipated rematch with Haney in October, then Romero is the perfect opponent to keep that plan intact.
It's like it's family, like it's a bond. So I'm hungry, man. That's why I'm here every day training. I didn't even know this was happening, but I came to train with Derek. And like I said, it's a blessing. Happy to be.
Ryan Garcia sent a strong message to Romero, making it clear he isn't taking this fight lightly. "I'm coming in with real anger, and I'm sorry it has to be you," Garcia said. He acknowledged Romero's usual trash talk, but warned him not to cross the line at the press conference, saying, "If you do, I swear I'll slap the hell out of you." Garcia didn't hold back, mocking Romero's past performances. "You're only here because you're funny, so stick to what got you here," he added. He reminded Romero of his struggles in previous fights, saying, "Grandpa had you fighting for your life. Pitbull had you searching for Easter eggs, and I'll have you laying your gloves down in the ring like an MMA fighter retiring."
Like it's like his family, like it's a bond. So I'm hungry, man. That's why I'm here every day training. I didn't even know this was happening, but I came to train with Derek, and like I said, it's a blessing. Happy to be.
Ryan Garcia faced Devin Haney in April 2024, scoring 3 knockdowns on his way to a decision victory. However, after testing positive for Ostarine, the result was overturned to a no contest, and Garcia received a 1-year suspension, which ends on April 20th. Meanwhile, Rolly Romero has claimed that talks of a fight between him and Garcia have been ongoing for 8 years. Now that the fight is finally happening, both fighters have embraced it with the intensity fans were hoping for.
Last question. Final message to Ryan Garcia before y'all fight.
No Vaseline.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Rolly Romero initiated the back and forth, and as expected, Ryan Garcia has escalated the trash talk. Romero is a tough and aggressive fighter known for his power, which has earned him a strong fan base in recent years. However, he now faces a major challenge against boxing star Ryan Garcia. Speaking to Fight Hype, Romero acknowledged the significance of the matchup, saying, "With Ryan, yeah man, it's long overdue for sure. Honestly, it kind of came out of nowhere."
I'm asking you about this, right? We sparred in 2013. March 2013, right?
One day, Ryan's walking around talking about fighting Isaac Cruz, and the next day I wake up and it's Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero. I guess Ryan didn't really know what was going on, Romero said, reflecting on how quickly the fight came together. Both fighters are natural showmen and will undoubtedly generate plenty of hype in the lead up to their bout. Expect fireworks in the press conferences, as neither Garcia nor Romero's known for holding back. While the trash talk will fuel the promotion, the fight itself carries real stakes. Garcia is coming off a long layoff due to his suspension and must take this fight seriously. If he's not fully prepared, Romero, despite being an underdog,
4 months. At the time, he's 4 years older than me, right? So that means he's 21, I was 17, right? He's going hard on me, right? Also, after I stopped his little brother, right? To claim that he's...
The trash talk between Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero has already begun. Garcia took to X, saying, "Not surprised at Pitbull pulling out, but we get to fight some dog food in Raleigh." Expect the back and forth to intensify as fight night approaches, with both fighters known for their outspoken personalities. As for the fight itself, it promises to be an entertaining showdown. Both men bring speed and power, and their contrasting styles could produce an explosive battle.
They're fighting.
Yeah. So you Pitbull in New York, Times Square,
Yeah,
right?
Times Square, yes.
Nice, man. What, I guess curious, how does the fight go in your opinion? I know you guys have been circling each other for...
Ryan Garcia kicked off the war of words by stating he would face Isaac Cruz after his return fight in May, following the end of his suspension. However, he can't afford to overlook Rolly Romero, who has only suffered 2 career defeats, one against Gervonta Tank Davis, who also knocked out Garcia, and the other against Isaac Pitbull Cruz, a loss that significantly derailed Romero's career.
Are you gonna walk around the whole fucking shit?
I know. But yeah, I mean, this is a fight that I feel like the fans wanted for a long time until he lost. So
Garcia understands. He's in for a tough fight, as Rolly Romero is also known for his knockout power. However, unlike Isaac Pitbull Cruz, who has drawn comparisons to Mike Tyson for his chin and durability, Romero has shown vulnerabilities in taking punches. Garcia, eager to remind fans of his own knockout ability, will look to showcase his devastating left hook. If Romero comes out aggressively in search of a knockout, he could give Garcia an even bigger target to exploit. This fight will also serve as valuable preparation for a potential Haney rematch, helping Garcia shake off.
Got a lot of things ahead, but fight-wise, I either want to fight the 154-pound champion, Sebastian Fundora, or I want to fight Isaac Cruz.
Yes, in May, we're going to be fighting there. It'll be another big fight, and I'm ready for it, Garcia said. Despite his setbacks, he acknowledged that Romero remains a fan favorite. He may have lost, but fans love him. He's a big dude. The buzz surrounding the fight has only grown, especially with the Garcia-Romero triple header making waves in Times Square. Meanwhile, the creation of a boxing league involving UFC president Dana White and the parent company of UFC and WWE is adding to the excitement.
He hasn't really made that many adjustments, to be honest. Still making a lot of the same mistakes, still kind of fighting the same. His chin actually looks like it's gone.
However, when the WBA released its latest rankings update, both Garcia and Romero were suddenly positioned at number 2 and number 3 at welterweight, despite being unranked at 147 lbs just a month earlier. Romero wasn't even highly rated at 140 lbs, as the WBA had him listed at number 8 in the junior welterweight division as of January. That ranking made sense, considering he lost the WBA title to Isaac Cruz in March 2024, and his only fight since was a unanimous decision win over the unheralded Manuel James in September. As for Garcia, he had been completely unranked by the WBA for the past year. His last official ranking came in January 2024, when he was listed as number 4 at junior welterweight. Once Garcia signed on to challenge Devin Haney for the WBC belt, the WBA removed him from its rankings. His continued absence was likely due to his suspension after testing positive for a performance-enhancing drug following his overturned win over Haney in April 2024. Now, both Garcia and Romero are back in the WBA rankings and ranked highly, which unfortunately comes as no surprise in boxing. Major sanctioning bodies, especially the WBA, have long been criticized for their rankings and title decisions. If the winner of Garcia versus Romero goes on to face the winner of Haney versus Jose Ramirez or Teofimo Lopez versus Arnold Barboza, the WBA stands to rake in over $1 million simply by inserting another unnecessary belt into the equation.
That's how we know we got shots. You're fucking live.
That doesn't even factor in the additional fees and expenses that the WBA demands from fighters, promoters, and managers. The sport doesn't need these extra belts, and this fight doesn't need a meaningless trinket to capture attention. However, the WBA continues to survive and profit from them. Gervonta Davis, who fought to a draw with Lamont Roach last weekend, has shared the ring with both Garcia and Romero. He recently weighed in on who hits harder. Back in 2022, Davis defended his unbeaten record against Romero in New York, stopping him in the 6th round. The following year, and just 2 fights later, Davis claimed another major victory by stopping Garcia with a brutal body shot in one of the biggest boxing events of the year. Now, Garcia and Romero are set to clash on a massive card in New York's Times Square. A victory for Garcia could set the stage for a highly anticipated rematch with Devin Haney, who is also featured on the same event. Garcia enters the fight as the clear favorite, but when Gervonta Davis was asked who packed the bigger punch between Garcia and Romero, he didn't hesitate with his response.
How are you going to compare Cruz to a puncher like me?
Romero here in the first round!
One, I'm bigger than both of them.
But in this fight, he's not looking.
He ain't got no chin on him, so Rolly is getting caught. But Rye can hit, bro. Like, he can hit. He's the only person that I felt like when he swung, it felt like bricks were in his gloves. Davis added, if both Garcia and Haney emerge victorious in May, a highly anticipated rematch between the two could take place later this year. Their first encounter in April 2024 was meant to be a defense of Haney's WBC super lightweight title. However, Garcia came in 3 pounds overweight, making him ineligible to win the belt. Despite this, the fight went on after a deal was struck, and Garcia shocked many by dropping Haney 3 times en route to a decision victory. The win was short-lived though, as Garcia later tested positive for a banned substance twice during a fight week, leading to the result being overturned to a no contest.
Play harder than both of them.
Of the 7th round, can Romero survive? Big left hook!
He does the same shit over and over and over again. One over here, gets punched over here, gets punched over here.
And left hook, Romero takes the shot, still standing, referee intervenes!
Happy Easter, everybody.
With his year-long suspension set to end next month, Ryan Garcia is making his return to the ring against Rolly Romero on May 2nd. On the same card, Devin Haney will also be stepping back into action following his grueling battle with Jose Ramirez. However, defeating these two former champions isn't the only hurdle in Garcia's path. As he recently told the media, any potential rematch with Haney hinges on legal matters being resolved first.
Over here, gets punched over here.
And left hook, Romero takes the shot, still standing, referee intervenes!
Happy Easter, everybody.
Haney had accused Garcia of battery, with the lawsuit stating, while Devin Haney agreed to participate in a prize fight against Garcia, at no time did he agree to engage in a bout against an individual who had taken performance-enhancing medications. ESPN reported in January that both sides requested a 90-day pause in the legal proceedings due to a potential settlement. However, Garcia's recent comments suggest there are still unresolved matters behind the scenes. That's all for now. For the best updates on boxing news, events, and highlights, stay connected by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on top quality content. Until next time, peace out.